Ahoj, hey, fabulous Czech learner, jak to jde? I bet that you have been in one of these situations before. You are sitting at the family lunch or family dinner and you want to talk to your in-laws, to your family. Or at work, you want to chat with your colleagues, understand their jokes and tell them fit in their conversations. And you kind of understand what's going on. You understand the words and the sentences and also the content, but you don't feel like the part of that conversation. And it's like watching a movie that you see the subtitles so you understand what's happening, but you are not in that movie. The problem is that the fluency is not just about knowing the words, knowing grammar, vocabulary, or the rules. The dialogues in the Czech textbooks are not really helpful. But if you want to fit in, it's about connection. It's about knowing when to laugh at the jokes. It's knowing how to react. What are the natural sentences that Czechs say? How to respond in that right way, right? It's about knowing how to feel comfortable and how to not overthink what you are saying to your family, your friends, colleagues, or your neighbors. I am Eliška, if we haven't met yet, and my core belief is that when we are able to create those connections, the genuine connections with people who are important to us, we are happier. And this is what Slow Czech is about. It's not just about learning and teaching the language. It's about connecting you with the important people in your life who are Czech. And we do it by helping you understand the culture, the real life Czech, what Czechs really, really say. I remember, because I have a short story for you. I remember when I moved to France, it was 2013. I met the love of my life over there. But when I first went to France, I was like you, that person, like knowing all the grammar rules, or a lot of them, knowing a lot of words because I wanted to sound like intelligent, right? And I had all the books I could at those times. I would enjoy filling in exercises. It would make me feel good, and it would make me this like self-confidence that I know the language. But then the real life French hit me. I was like, j'étais comme avec la bouche bée. I stayed like, oh, what is this? People are speaking differently. And I was not sure what the heck, this language, where does this come from? It had nothing to do with what I knew already. It was like, if you know French, so you can learn in your book, je ne sais pas. I don't know. But then you hear je pas. Or you are learning how to talk on the phone. So you will say, bonjour, Eliška à l'appareil. So like Eliška is speaking. But then in the real life, like, oui, hello, it's different. And where should you learn this? This is what you need in order to fit in the life you want to belong to, right? So if you feel like you are me back then in France, today you are feeling like outsider on the conversation. The conversation is happening here, but you are sitting on the sideline and just observing, reading the subtitles, understanding, but not blending in. So it's not because you are bad at languages, you are not talented, or you do not know enough. No, it's because the method you have been using, the method you were taught to use, are not working. It's nonsense. It's not living. It's they are teaching you the language, but not living the language. And what you need is to becoming the part of the Czech life, right? So today I have 2 tips for you how to become part of your life here in the Czech Republic, or when you come here to visit your friends or hike or join your family for summer holidays. First tip is immerse yourself in natural conversations that you understand. The fastest way to start belonging is to start surrounding yourself with Czech language that you almost understand. So it should be around 70%, and this is called comprehensible input. So you are absorbing the language that is slightly above your level. And this way, your brain naturally gets the language, the melody, the intonation, the chunks of the language. This is what you need, not learning separately, but together. And you will learn it by, you cannot read it in the book or start saying it if you haven't heard it many times before. So today, what you can do, find something in Czech that is just above your level. It can be one podcast or video, it can be Czech conversation, but you need to understand it, you need to be able to review it, to watch or listen again, or radio or film. Slow Czech has tons of podcasts and videos, if you don't know yet. But do not focus on individual words, focus on the meaning. This is what you need. You do not need to understand everything. You need to get the meaning, and then you will learn how to reply. But at first, you need to grab the language, right? Those oui, hello, the normal language that Czechs use. Because if you are focusing on the content, on the whole, like on the language as a whole, your brain likes that. Your brain is very good at filling in the spaces, filling in the gaps naturally. So if you are trying to learn everything and understand everything and focusing on every single part of the language, your brain is bored or is suffering. He's not really happy. He's not helping you progress faster, right? And if you do not understand every word, it's perfect, because it means that you are learning, and this is what you want. You don't want to be repeating the same things that are obviously not working, because otherwise you would not be here. You want to do something else that will give you different results. Make different actions to have different results, right? So this is the tip number 1. Immerse yourself. Start absorbing the language you want to learn. The real Czech language, a slow Czech podcast, slow Czech video, things that people really say. And tip number 2, become clear on who you need to be. Let me explain. So you need to think about the Czech speaker you want to become. You are not focusing on who you are today, because it means you are focusing on what is not working and who you do not want to be anymore, right? So you need to think about who you want to become. Do you want to be confident, relaxed, fast reactor, action taker? How do you want to feel when you are the person you want to become? Maybe you want to be engaged in the conversations, or you want to smile and say one sentence par-ci par-là, here and there, sem tam. But you don't want to get there one day in the future. This is not something that is far. You want to become that person gradually. You cannot say, like, today I'm here and in 6 months I'm here. And this is a huge step. We are getting there gradually, like observing your child grow. You are watching him every day and you realize how much he has or she has grown only when you have a look at the photos. And it was gradual. So this is who you need to know, who you want to become, but be mindful about that it's happening gradually, or this way. So here is one thing I want you to do. Create a phrase that defines your new Czech speaking identity. Create a phrase that defines your new Czech speaking identity. Instead of, I'm learning Czech, or I'm trying to learn Czech. This doesn't sound exciting. This doesn't sound like this confident Czech speaker you want to become. So instead of this phrase, you can have, I am Czech speaker who connects easily in conversations. I am Czech speaker who connects easily in conversations. Or I react in Czech naturally and confidently. I react in Czech naturally and confidently. This is the phrase you want to have. This is the identity you want to shift to, right? Now you will say this phrase aloud and you will let it sink. You will let it become who you are already today, right? So, and every time you feel stuck, you feel like you are freezing or that stress is arriving and that you soon, in few minutes, you will not be able to say anything in Czech. So just think about your sentence, say it in your head or out loud, and this will help you to become the person, because your brain acts based on who you believe you are. He doesn't act on who you would love one day become, but it's so hard and you don't think actually you are going to make it. No, your brain will act based on who you believe you are already now, right? So, and once you start being that person, feeling it, the process will accelerate. So the learning will accelerate. So, which one of these two tips are you going to try today? Let me know in the comments or send me a message on Instagram or Facebook or Eliška@slowcheck.com. And remember, speaking faster, reacting faster, having this better and fluent Czech is not about I lost what I wanted to say. Yeah, it's not about knowing more, learning more, and hoping that one day somehow it will click. No, it's about being more in Czech today. Absorb language and make sure that you know who you want to become. Now, if you want to go deeper in this topic, if you want to understand the reason why you are still not speaking Czech, what's the problem, and how to overcome these obstacles, you can go on slowcheck.com/reasons and download or access the 3-part mini audio course that will explain you what's happening, why, and what to do about it. So it's slowcheck.com/reasons. And I'll be very happy to receive a message from you. What are you taking away? What are your takeaways from today's video? A teď už měj se hezky, buď se česky a čau.